Hello, friends. Welcome to Akulmach. And today morning we have a very special guest to discuss about the nature's fury. And as you know, we are live and we are always live. And you can also join us during the program and also join the debate. The descriptions are giving in the below how to join with our expert. And as you can see that this is something which we do. It is open platform. And today let's discuss about the guest that we have. We have a very interesting person joining us from Dallas. Her name is Smiley. She is a global brand ambassador, and she is very active in the social media, also in the physical world. And she actually helped a lot of people worldwide to do a lot of great things. So we will learn about Smiley. So without further ado, let's welcome her. Hello, Smiley. How are you this evening? Your time, my morning.
Hi, thank you so very much. Greetings to all your audience. It's always been a pleasure to be on your platform. So yeah, it is going to be almost midnight, 11:30, live from Dallas, yes. And I'm super excited to be a part of your platform. And thank you very much for this great opportunity.
Well, Smiley, you are in Dallas. It is in the middle of the tornado alley, and we've all seen in the news the nature is playing havoc. You have just come out of a great tornado season. So, before we start our discussion, how are things over there?
Well, yes, this year is been really hitting hard, particularly in Texas, where I am in, and there are certain counties which are being, hitting hard. I mean, we were talking about last week. I was, away, from my home, and I was just being staying in one of the hotel just for the safety, reason and all because. Um, with the different kind of weather alerts we are being always you know being given that kind of much ahead notice how to take good care of yourself and also this year is really going hard and really hitting hard for all of us here in Texas. So I mean this weekend also, I mean, we really had tornado in different counties and all. So it's not that every time we are having, but yes, the weather alert, you never know. This is supposed to be very summery time. It's very hot, but this year is just like been going up and down, so it's good for us. But like I said that it's really not that good because it's really hitting too bad for people here in particularly in Texas. Yes, it's really going crazy, to be honest.
All right, so great. So I have one viewer, Positive Bear, who's joined us from YouTube, and Positive Bear is saying hello. So hello, Positive Bear. If you want to join live in this debate, you can. Description. Please go through the description, and the process of joining the debate is given there. All right. So I look forward, Positive Bear. Just in case if you have any question, feel free to shoot it across. All right. So Smiley. We hope that everybody is fine and we pray that things will settle down soon. So let's start our discussion, and I have a few questions. Question number one is we know that every year the tornado alley wreak havocs on the citizens. So what is the common cause? Why such storms are so severe? And how do they form in the tornado alley? I mean, is it the people or is it the nature itself? What is your opinion?
Well, I mean, we are only talking about tornado here, but um, uh, you know, I can only tell one thing to each and every one out here that we are all a part of the nature, and it is a global warming. It's everywhere which is going. And this climatic change is hitting hard in every part of the world. in India, I think few months back and all, there was, flooding and this horrible rain. And now I think in Delhi, the weather is really going up. The pollution level is gone up. In some other parts of the country, there are a lot of, flooding, volcano, and so many. So it's all about nature. And this is a disturbance in the nature. So because yesterday was the World Environment Day. So as a global ambassador and on sustainable champion, it's my pledge for every individual here over the universe that please, let's respect nature. Let's start thinking and taking care of nature. It's nothing impossible, because when we disturb, it gives us back to us. So it is our responsibility to take good care, respect, and move on the sustainable way for a greener future, so that we can avoid these kind of disturbance, whether it is tornado, somewhere it's in India called tsunami, where somewhere is flooding, somewhere is volcanic, somewhere is something or the other is happening. So it's the entire universe is just being impacted. So as we all are global citizens, so we have to understand and take a pledge to start and accept and embrace and protect nature.
Yes, certainly, Smiley. And my next question is, uh, you've already explained that you had to live in a hotel in order to protect yourself, and also, in case of any alert, nationwide alert. So you moved in. However, can you share some memorable experience or close encounter with severe storm in the past, or in your recent history or memory?
Oh yes, I can tell. Why only here? Because I will come to my place later. But let me just, because prior coming to Dallas, I was in Shenzhen in China for about 12 years. I have been there. And in China, we used to have typhoon, and that's so severe. And I used to be on the top floor. I mean, my floor was, I think, 72. And also, I was on the top floor. And you won't believe, as if, I mean, I used to see all the trees and everything is just been, shaking, as if I'm also swinging in the air, on the top floor, swinging. It's so dangerous. And from my own window, I used to see this, all the trees, they are just falling. And my apartment and my house was just on the highway. So I used to see, I mean, so many, maybe some of the other kind of trees or something, they are just being bumped onto the cars are getting hit, they are getting hayway. I mean, looking at that, it looks like, oh my god. And I always used to just pray that God, let's save everyone, including me as well, and all. Because, and then we were also over there, we used to get an alert that, the typhoon is going to be here hitting hard. So please come down, because you never know. I'm on the, top floor. Maybe the elevator and nothing will work. There will be power failure. You may get stuck. And lots of, stuff you need to prepare yourself. And at the same time, when I am here in Dallas, I have seen not that, but yes, people are, losing their, home and all. It's, sometimes, it's so high speed that you will find the vehicle spinning in the air, spinning in the air. It's such, high speed winds. Sometimes, I mean, we used to get alert and all, in the parking zone. If I am there, I could feel that, I am also in a volcanic mode. I mean, I hear vehicles and all, they are so tough, and the trucks and all. I mean, looks like, oh my God, I'm also swinging. Sometimes on driving mode also, you will find that, your car is shaking or spinning as well. So these kind of, but yes, when we get that alert, and also we are supposed to not only take, care of ourselves, we have to be very careful about our move, plan our schedules, driving at the same time. You have to stock your food as well, because you never know what happens. There may be, out of, stock. So, stocking of food, so many bunch of things we get an alert to be there, because in order to safeguard yourself. And usually, in every home, we always used to have, area that where you can just go and hide in, so that, it if at all the ceiling falls, you are under the staircase. And also we have certain kind of rooms available where you can just go and just shelter yourself. If you don't have anything, just under the, table, whichever way you can stay, but not outside. You are not supposed to drive, and those things you have to be very, very careful. Or if you are already, on the road, and you are being, seeing that tornado, it's because you can get that alert and spinning. And always when you are on the driving mode, it's a warning, the alert comes and all. So you just have to, stop and pull over and be safe, because you never know, you might spin with the car as well and all. But to my experience, I have never ever got save me. But yes, people, some of my known people, my clients, and also they have, a lot of bitter experience. They have, some of their cars are damaged. The roofs have been, blown away. But yes, there are people, they are in a bad situations, and also they have lost their homes, and also in different counties. When I see those pictures, and also it's something, saying that, yes, God, please, let's be safe. Let's pray for everyone. And that's all I always, since last week, I'm just doing that. Just pray for everyone. Just pray, 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 pray. Please, nature, calm down, calm down.
Great, Smiley. I think thanks for sharing your experience, from not only from US but also from China, and by God's grace, you and your loved ones are safe. So, friends, as I said, if you want to join this debate, the description for joining is given down below. You can just refer that and join quickly. You can join with your mic and camera, and you can ask questions. Just in case, if you want to express your experience or opinion, you could do so as well. All right, let's move forward. So the next question, Smiley, is how the climate change affecting the frequency and intensity uh, of the storms globally? Because I think we are seeing that the natural calamities are increasing day by day. Every year, the intensity is higher and higher. So, what could be the reason? Because you are also a climate brand ambassador, and you are getting exposed to all of these facts. So, what do you hear in your circle? What is the responsible factor for increasing the severity of these storms every year?
Well, like I said, that, I used to see, it's just a common sense what we are doing, because we are all into this planet, and we are so much in love with our plants, because that is what our survival mode is. But what is happening because of a lot of pollution, population, so many cutting down of trees? Because over here also, everywhere we see empty land. Oh my God, this empty land is gone. Oh my God, some building is coming up. Some stores are coming. Something is coming up. Another property is coming up. So we are ourselves cutting down the nature, because nature is protecting us from every disaster. And to that nature we are cutting down. So we stand ourselves as responsible for that. Instead of planting trees, we are cutting them, which is the first and foremost thing which we have to understand. And nowadays, for example, it's a kind of thing because over here we have big yard and land, and also we are, particularly me, as a go green passionpreneur and a green queen, I always go and request for the community events and in any community platforms that let's plant more and more trees in our own yard, because the moment you have more trees, you are getting that shelter. Not only you are getting that kind of a shield the nature is giving, the plants are giving, the big trees are. Don't cut it down. In my yard I have tall trees, and I never ever cut them. You can trim them, you can take care of them, they are pretty old and all, but trees gives us the shelter. Trees gives us our life. And when we are cutting them, so we are disturbing the nature, the climate. So hence we stand ourselves, and that's a reason. See, every year it is just going crazy. Every time, some of the other way, flood is coming, volcano, tornado, typhoon. Now COVID is gone, another swinging is there. So one or the other thing is just coming because we are disturbing. So we ourselves have to stand a role model that how we can plant more and more trees, and we can keep that mission and vision of creating a greener world. Because nowadays it's a materialistic world, right? We are so much into chemicals, we are so much into visionary thoughts that we are moving away from the nature. And myself, as a founder of my Green Beauty line, where I always tell people that take things from the nature. Just take away all those chemicals putting on your skin and hair and your body. Nature has given us everything. In Ayurveda, we say that every illness have a solution from plants, and which is nature friendly. So take things from there. We are not taking those, and we are taking chemicals. So much of pollution, so much of trash. It's all adding up. Don't you think so? So we ourselves have to follow the 3 R's: reduce, recycle, and restructure. If we start following these, I think we are able to sustain for a greener future. Otherwise, what will happen? So we are just cutting down. Every time there's flooding, every year something or the other is happening. I think this year is terrible. Every 2 weeks we are getting tornado. So, it's just what we are experiencing here, but other countries, other places, they are experiencing a lot other stuff as well. India have never been so hot. And I still think Kolkata in India, it's never been that hot. But this year is getting tremendous catching up with Delhi. So it's all climatic change. Everywhere is happening. And we stand responsible because we disturb nature. If we disturb, nature will give it back to us. So it's our responsibility. How do we take care? Because we have to give a better future for the younger generations. We stand as a role model. If we neglect, I think, what is the future? Are there any greenery around? No green? It's a complete mess.
Yes, Smiley, I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I think we have our collective consciousness to work for our future generation. And I think the urbanization is creating some of these climatic changes. However, we have Positive Bear who has asked a question, and Positive Bear is saying that how does cutting down trees and clearing forests affect creating storms? And within bracket, Positive Bear has said scientifically. So I think you can take that question if you want.
I mean, it's a common sense. It's absolutely a common sense. Like I, say that trees protect. Trees gives us everything what we need. Just think about a land when there are no trees. So there is no shelter over us. But when we have trees, it has branches, it has leaves, and it protects us. So whatever, even if there is a storm which is coming, if we still go and sit under the tree, I am a little bit safe because the storm is not hitting me. It's a simple common sense. So in that way, of course, in scientifically, there are many, many, many reasons for how the storms are because of cutting down the trees and all. There are scientific research, and scientifically it has been proven as well. So what I can only say is that when think about, I think earlier days, I still remember in my childhood, whenever I used to go in India, and I used to go into the villages. And village have so many beautiful trees, fruits, veggies, and all. And the wind and the environment is so fresh. When you breathe in, you get that richness. But when you come to the area away from the village, less trees, too many people in all, you find that you're not able to breathe that fresh air. So this is something that what the plants itself is a medicine, a relaxation therapy for everyone. So think about the storm. At the same time, it's not only the cutting down of the trees are creating all this storm. There are many, many, many factors are behind that. And I think all the environmentalists and all the scientists, they are working tremendously for a sustainable community. And that's the reason my campaigns are starting for sustainable community. And nowadays some of the schools and the universities also I have started campaigning on sustainability in early childhood, where the kids are being taught the value of trees, value of nature versus in closed door digital world. So these are some of the things. We are only talking about storm, but we have to come out from that and make our future, our young masterminds understand the value first, because they are our future leaders. So in that aspect, I think so it is our first and foremost role is to look into the young masterminds, sustainability, early childhood education, nature, embracing nature, take care of nature, planting more trees. And sometimes I have just, don't take me wrong. I mean, I'm just a straight shooter and a fact finder. I always see um, people only talk about, hey, plant tree, plant tree, plant tree, let's plant tree, this project, planting project, and all. I understand that's very good. But planting trees doesn't mean that you are planting trees. Your responsibility is not over. Planting trees means you have to take care of that plant. I'm planting tree, I've planted that tree, I've planted. But yes, what is your next step? Are you taking care of the tree which you have planted? Are you watering them? Are you nurturing it? Are you taking good care of it? Or you just planted and is a pipe. So here is my another point, that go and make your pledge, plant a tree and take good care. Make that tree your baby and let it grow just like the way you nurture and love yourself.
Yes, Smiley. Actually, there are certain states in India who have set up the world record of planting millions and millions of trees. So I think you are making a very valid point. But let me add from my side, especially to satisfy Positive Bear. Uh, uh, what is happening is that there are a lot of industrial pollutants which are entering the ecosystem, and that has increased the temperature by 2 degrees and 1 or 2 degrees depending on which area you are. Somewhere the effects are felt more, somewhere some parts of the earth effects are felt less. However, the increase of this temperature across the globe creates a lot of weather phenomena, and the heightened temperature basically create more air pressure in the atmosphere, and that causes the more intense wind blowing, and that causes all other phenomena. For example, the summers are very cruel this time in India. Well, Indian summers are world famous. However, this time the summers are very cruel. The temperatures are above normal, at least by 3 to 4 degrees, and people are simply not used to those temperatures. And what is being caused because of this heightened temperature? Less water being available for drinking. However, the next cycle, we have monsoon coming up in a month from now. The, the expectations are, because of the temperature increase, there will be more precipitation, and the monsoon will be again severe. So you have hot summer and severe summer, very very hot summer, and then followed by a very very hot and humid and intense rainy season. So I think it starts with how much pollution, as Smiley is already mentioning, that how much responsibility we are taking for our future generation. I think it's all dependent on that, and it's been almost 200 years that the human are adding a lot of pollutant.
Yeah.
Start the industrial age, and the
Yes.
effects are felt now. I think that is where uh, you know. Um, I hope I was able to add to what Smiley was trying to tell you positive way, and I hope I was able to give you very specific answer in addition to what Smiley has said. All right, so let's move to the next question, Smiley. And Positive Bear is saying, thank you so much for answering my question. Let's go green. You have a great knowledge, etc. And I understand now. Thank you so much. So thank you, Positive Bear, for joining us live. You can also join with your camera and mic if you just want to join the debate. All right, let's move to the next question quickly. What does the role humans play in in basically enhancing the severity of the weather conditions? I think you have already answered, but very shortly, if you can just revisit that.
Yes, because we stand responsible. See, we are all into this planet. Nature doesn't need us. We need nature. And nature is giving us everything. Another example I can just let you know, that whenever we need to take good pictures, a photo shoot, Where do we look for? Where do we go? We look for a beautiful location. That in the nature. Am I right? Just tell me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
But after taking the picture, you put it up on the social media. How you got a good liking? Hey, beautiful place. Which location is this? Beautiful, amazing. Blah, blah, blah. But my point is here. Have you ever thought, go and thank nature? Respect nature? That thank you, nature, because of this beauty which you have given it to us. We are able to breathe. We never do that. So another point here is, please respect nature and thank nature. Every prayer counts. And these prayers unitedly brings miracle. Let's start doing that. How many of you have thanked nature? Have thought about thank you nature after taking the pictures? Probably 1%. For me, I just love it. And that is my passion. I grew up because nature is my best friend. And hence today, I am a gold green queen and a green ambassador and unsustainable. And my humble request to everyone is that simple step and move towards sustainable. Think sustainable, act sustainable, and you will turn to be sustainable. It's very simple. If you keep loving nature, if you follow the 3 R's, let's stop all these wasting. Why I'm talking about? I have seen people wasting food. And nowadays, I always bring this to the point. And many of the restaurants over here in States, that if you waste food, some of the restaurants, if you waste food, you have to pay for the second helping. Can we do that? Because whatever is creating going back into our trash, that is creating so much in the environment. We are polluting ourselves. Plastics, bottles. You just drink water, throw it. Why can't we recycle? There are many ways you can do it. And those things, I take different kind of sessions. How to reshape, reuse anything before you waste. Think twice. Another, we women, we love shopping. We just want to make our wardrobe. My again humble request is that it's good to declutter. That's okay. You can donate, you can give it to others, but let's not dump them, because you can again reshape and make your wardrobe with the same stuff, handfulness. So those are creativity to be sustainable. Stop shopping. Do whatever is needed. And if we follow these simple steps and act as a role model for our young masterminds, because think what you are doing, your siblings are watching you, because they are learning from you. Learning doesn't mean only the education and going into the schools and university and high studies. Basic education is within ourselves. what we do. And now sustainability is on the dire need. Saving the planet is of dire need. So let's call it for a good cause and lead a role model.
Absolutely, Smiley. Most of us are aware about the human intervention, which is, spoiling our climate. But I think we have to do a little bit more. We have to not only talk, but we have to do,
Yeah,
as you said, we have to be responsible. And Positive Bear says that, Positive Bear hugs trees, so which is a great thing, and also saying that it's a great advice. So Positive Bear is saying thank you to you for the advice.
my pleasure.
All right, let's move to the next question. Uh, what advice you will give to individuals, community to prepare for these storms? Because the storms are getting more severe every day, and it has to be handled not by individuals but by the community. What is your short and simple advice to the communities to handle the aftermath of these severe storms?
I would put it in the other way. Life is full of storms. So try to handle your storm within yourself. When you are able to handle, then you can come back to the nature and say, like I said, thanks nature and respect nature. Don't cut down trees. Don't trash. Do from your own side whatever you can do. Act responsible. And things will start working in the manner. But like I said, it's not easy to do. I mean, if I do, that doesn't mean that the storm is not going to hit. But I can start doing something to lead as a role model. Because every step has a big cause. And unitedly, we can do much better. Alone is not easy, but we have to come forward. We just don't talk. I always tell people that I believe in walk a talk. So whatever I say, I myself practice what I teach. I just don't sugar it out. I never waste anything. Before I waste, I think twice. So that should be the call for action for everyone. And then whosoever is sitting next to you can think, can learn, can understand from you. But you keep moving and let others move in the journey.
Great, Smiley. So let's move quickly to the next question, and that is about the technologies and tools that are essential for monitoring and tracking the severe weather. Um, do you hear any chatter about installing any, monitoring devices, some sort of early warning systems, which can help communities, and maybe in large countries like US, India, China, and also Nigeria, which have all these countries have huge coastlines, and all these big storms you mentioned about China, the typhoons. In India also these cyclones, we call them cyclones, which is essentially the same thing. Also in US cyclone. These are formed after the rainy season is over and the heat is still on. So are there any chatter that you hear in your circle about installing some sort of devices to provide some sort of early warning to humans? If you have something.
Not really. I do not have any device set up at my, home and all. Like I said, that we always get an heads up, a week's, heads up that what is going to be, hitting next early week. So we can plan our schedule accordingly. That could be on the news. And also, on our devices, for example on our cell phone, we get that alert. And on the radio or any podcast or any channel, it always keeps on coming, the alerts, all the time. I mean, it looks like a kind of an ad or break or something and all. I mean, just now before your session, I was just getting some kind of an alert and all. So that was a weather alert that probably we might hit another storm or a tornado this weekend. So that keeps on flashing all the time. So that keeps us updated. Like I said, that in every way, people tune in while driving and all, then TV, radio, and podcast, and then on the cell phone, on the devices, also we get alerts all the time that yes, it's gonna be hitting, and then it tells us that which kind of if you are on a driving, which route you are taking, and that route is so please be safe or pull over. So we are constantly having those channelized updates all the time, other than any specific device. Sorry.
All right. What is the ecological consequences of these storms on the natural habitat and ecosystems?
See, like I mean, ecosystem. It's all. See, we human being, animals, we all are depending on nature, right? So if we cut down trees, if there are flooding, if there are storms, so of course, not only the animals, they are also being equally affected at the same time. I have my buddy at home. So whenever such I mean heavy snowfall or heavy rain or something comes, I mean he keeps on running here, there. What is happening? So it's not that only human being. So everything, he's not able to go out, sniff and all, and do some barking here and there and all. So he is also not able to. I mean, like other animals, they are also unable to be in the nature. So it's a kind of a disturbing, not only for human beings, but for animals as well. Again, a lot of pollution, we are throwing trash, and so many, it's all going up into, the air and all. And when we talk about pollutions, of course, in this country, we don't have that pollutions and all. Air is very much clean and we don't have any water problem. But yes, I wanted to let you know, because of this tornado, many parts of many districts, many counties, they were having power failure. There was no power. And the traffic light, it was horrible. There was no traffic light. You think about, it's a heavy storm and the traffic light is, the signals are not working. And this is not India, because this is a very developed country. We follow rules and regulations. So it was, it's a kind of a mess, absolutely mess. And that is something we never experienced. Because in India and other countries, you might, but here, it's all the time. We always have, power. We do not have those kind of, problems. And I still remember, 2 years back, we had horrible snowfall. You won't believe, everything was frozen. And it's just like, I can say it's not a COVID, but we were indoor for at least a week. I mean, such snowfall. Everything just, our pipelines, everything just got jammed. I mean, there's no water. Oh my God. And on top of that, power failure. We never experienced. You won't believe how we survived. And there was, we have, kind of a thing which we can use in order to bring those charcoal and have, kind of a heating arrangement as well, and all, lighthouse and all. But the chimneys, we never use those chimneys at all. But at that time, we thought of, oh my God, that's the only way. It's so cold, freaking. There is no power. There's no light. There is no water. And we have to survive. And because of that chimney, there were so many disasters. Many have lost their life. So that was, I think, 2 or 3 years back. And myself, I had a very good friend, and also her family got affected. The kids and all, they got all smoked in that, charcoal and all. So have to survive with, so, how many blankets can you put? And here is minus and all. So only the option was, there's no electricity, nothing, have to survive, no food. So it was a horrible 2 years back. So rain, snowfall, storm, everything is just being coming. So over and above, I can say natural calamities, but at the same time, we are all human beings, and we have to act responsibly, and we have to face and keep praying that, and keep thanking nature, because prayers can do wonders. Nothing much, and we all can do that.
Well, I think the authorities shut down the electricity in case of any calamity just to protect citizens. Uh, but there is nothing more we can do if the water lines freezes. We have to unfreeze them.
That was terrible. You won't believe. Hey, turned on water. There's no water coming, and there was, we used to hoard water. Our pantry was jam packed, just like Corona, jam packed, because you never know when the supply will come, when the roads will open, and also it was really very bad, situation. On top of that, I was fortunate that we had, power on. There was no outage. But to some of my friends and all, they were all just posting, "Hey, Smiley, are you all guys okay? We don't have water. We don't have." I said, "Why don't you guys come over to my place?" "How to come? It's road is closed with snow."
Well, if you're burning charcoal, you can also get the snow and get access to pure water locally. You don't have to depend on the and probably filter it. That's the human imagination of survival.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, because I do a lot of rainwater storage as well. Try to, but I'm just thinking that that's my another plan on all. So just to how to recycle this. But yes, rainwater I do sometimes in a store and use it for my yard and other stuff and all. But yes, that is the most filtered water, and it could be used for drinking as well.
So, talking about the rainwater harvesting, are there any more innovative solutions to mitigate this damage caused by these severe weather conditions? Do you know of anything else other than rainwater?
Uh, yes, rainwater is one thing, and then second is what we are thinking of, solar panels. Nowadays, most of our counties and all, they are mostly on solar panels on our roof, and also which also helps a lot. And then I like that, cooking in the nature, like you can cook in the yard on a kind of picnic type, which you can do with big logs and all. That also saves lots of your gas and utility as well. You can do that, and you can enjoy that being in the nature as well. So these are some of the tips. Solar cooker, I myself have bought very big solar cooker, and also sometimes in the community events and all, I do carry it. And all, it takes a little bit of time, but yes, that gives me pleasure. But nowadays is a fast moving world. People do not have time. Everything just like instant, and quick pick me up like kind of stuff. So but the taste from the solar cooker, and when you cook outside in outdoor cooking, It's amazing in the nature, and I love that. And the taste comes so amazing. You won't believe. It takes a little bit of time, but what I can say is that these are the ways you can enjoy and save your utility bills, being in the nature and relax, and at the same time enjoy, and you will feel the freshness within yourself. So you turn, like I said, that think sustainable, act sustainable. You have to first start thinking, and then only it will happen. If I think, oh no, quick fix, I can't do that. I'm sorry, you can't do that. You have to accept yourself, educate yourself. You have to have that passion within yourself, and then do that.
So, our a couple of more questions left, Smiley. What is
Yes.
your message to public regarding understanding the? I mean, you already covered that, but very briefly, you can just summarize that. What is your final, advice to people?
My advice, my humble appeal to the entire universe. We all have one life. Let's live it fullest and have the real responsibility to embrace what we are, not to sugarcoat and move into the materialistic world. Because nature doesn't need us, we need the planet, environment to live our life. Think about ancient days. People used to live so healthy. There was no stress, no anxiety, no tension, no pollution. Look at now. Teenagers are going through mental illness. And nowadays, mental illness has gone up. Depression, stress level have gone up. Why? So coming that, my only request to each and every individual, that let's be a global citizen and act responsibly and take good care of ourselves, respecting human beings and respecting nature. Don't forget, you're loving animals. They need you as well because they are a part of planet. Do love them. They also need the nurture from all of us because we all believe in the ecosystem. Let's not break it. And when we do our responsibility over and above, God will definitely give that blessing of shielding us with a greener and a better future. It all depends upon us, how we live life and lead to a greener world.
Absolutely right, Smiley. It was wonderful talking to you, and you explained so well, so nicely, so that everybody can understand it and probably follow it. So how you explained is also amazing. So thank you so much for finding time and joining our live stream, and we look forward to repeating this similar session in future. So catch you soon, very soon again.
It was really pleasure being with all of you. Thank you so very much. And stay happy, stay blessed. Think Smiley is just a call away. And over and above, thank you very much for giving me this honor of this platform to lead with the responsibility as a global ambassador of your platform as well. Let's keep doing much more episodes on a very insightful talks for a better future.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day, Smiley, and be safe over this weekend.
Thank you.
So, friends, we had a wonderful conversation, and Positive Bear, thank you so much for joining us live and posting your questions. Next time, you can join with your camera and mic, and you can join the debate just in case if you want to. So, great, and thank you, everybody. Thank you, Smiley. And we will catch up again next week in the podcast next Thursday. Bye for now.